Digital vault services. It's a central register for the issuance and safekeeping of all your guarantees, whether it's a digital guarantee or a physical guarantee, but we'll come to that. So let's start first with what is the actual problem that we solve with the solution that we have built. So currently what you see typically today as a corporate acting in the guarantee space is that you have multiple guarantors that you interact with. Whether it's surety companies, whether it's banks, whether it's both, it's a hassle to get into all these different guarantors, follow their processes, follow their guidelines and follow their templates. On the receiving side, you have to deal with many different beneficiaries. Through this process and the handling of these guarantees, you see it's much, or basically it's mainly paper-based. Whether it's email or faxes or copies or actually the physical paper, it's widespread across all participants, whether it's the guarantor or in the anti-beneficiary. So there are quite some challenges involved there, and we listed the top challenges here. So what you see as a corporate, it's quite time-consuming, right? It's very heavy to get an oversight of all your guarantees across all these different guarantors, and you're faced with a non-standardized process across these guarantors. So it's also quite labor-intensive to get the reconciliation done, to get the full overview, and to be able to draft up a basic reporting in that sense. And as we talk about the physical nature of these guarantees, we also talk about the risk of potential loss of the actual guarantees. Imagine guarantees being open for 5 or 10 years, they're being stuffed somewhere in a drawer or in an archive, and they have to be returned physically to actually close the position that you have at the guarantor. But the beneficiary, over time, they switch offices, they switch positions, nobody knows where the guarantee is anymore, so the risk of loss is there and it's real. Not even talking about potential fraud or tampering with a physical guarantee, because paper is just not as safe as a digital guarantee could be. That's basically the problem. Labor intensive, heavily based on paper, complicated across the ecosystem of stakeholders. So we started working on this problem and we started validating this problem. We formed a working group as well, consisting out of corporates, insurance companies, guarantors and trade finance platforms to really address the issues and the problems across the workflows and the nature of the guarantee itself. So we worked heavily together with them. Everything we have developed so far has been intensively tested and validated by all of these working group members. Going forward, that's also the approach that we have. We only develop stuff that's actually being tested, being used by our clients, and we bring it to the market as soon as our customers say, this is actually solving our problem and this is what we would like to see. So what have we built? What have we done? What is the Guarantee Vault all about? We have propositions for all three parties involved. So for the applicant, for the guarantor, regardless if it's an insurance or a bank, and the beneficiary. Today I will talk about the applicant's perspective. I only have 10 minutes, so I have to keep it short. I shortly touch upon the beneficiary, just to give you a first sight of it. But basically for the applicants, in a nutshell, it means we created a connectivity tool to connect to each and every bank that you're working with, to connect to each and every insurance company that you're working with, and if you are in a concern that also does the corporate guarantees or the concern guarantees, that's also included in the same platform. Then going forward, we standardize the entire workflow across a guarantee, meaning from an application to the actual release of a guarantee. That also means that if you look at the guarantee itself, we cater for the full range of it. Whether it's a direct guarantee, a direct advising guarantee, an indirect guarantee as such, everything is possible via the same standardized form and the same standardized process. That also goes for the type of guarantees, whether it's a tender, whether it's a performance guarantee or a payment bond, everything is available within the Guarantee Vault. Already touched upon shortly a digital guarantee, that's the core asset of the Guarantee Vault, but we also cater for the physical guarantee, then still digitizing the entire application and issuance part, but the actual guarantee is still delivered on paper by the guarantor to the beneficiary. Having that said, we can reach each and every beneficiary, so they don't have to sign up, they don't have to register, there's no heavy KYC or onboarding process in there. You can request a guarantee for each of your beneficiaries, regardless if they're domestic, European, globally located. We can deliver everywhere. And we include the end-to-end life cycle, meaning from the application to the actual closure or release of expiry of a guarantee. And what you end up with is a complete overview in your dashboard of all your guarantees. So you have your complete guarantee portfolio available at hand in real time, the latest status involved there, and all the changes that have been taken place on the guarantees are visible for you. You have access to it. So how the Guarantee Vault works, I'll first explain shortly the workflows that we have covered, and then I'll show you the actual system with some screenshots. So it starts all with the application. You have negotiated the text with your beneficiary, what needs to be stated on the guarantee, what needs to be the amount of the guarantee, the expiry time, etc. You fill in your application, it's immediately delivered at the guarantor. The guarantor can pick it up immediately, so there's no time delay, it's all in real time delivered to the guarantor. And they do their normal process that they always do internally. Right? They check the credit facilities, they check the conditions. If everything is okay, they go over to the issuance of it. So as soon as they issue the guarantee on the Guarantee Vault, meaning that all parties involved are notified that the guarantee has been issued in the favor of the beneficiary. You as an applicant are immediately aware, my guarantee has been issued. We can continue the business that we want to do with our partner there. We don't have to bother about the guarantee anymore. We don't have to chase the guarantor. Everything is communicated in real time back to all parties involved. After the issuance, the monitoring and the management of the guarantee starts. So it could happen that you need to change. Oh, I'll stand on this side, it's better. So after the issuance, the management and the monitoring of a guarantee actually starts. Right? It could happen in the course of time that you need to do an increase of the guarantee through an amendment. That whole workflow is involved. It could also be that a part of the guarantee could be released already due to the fact that the building phase 1 has been completed. So it's a partial release of the guarantee there, reducing the amount of credit you have outstanding with the guarantor. Up until the end where if things go wrong, a claim could be submitted, or you say we finish the project together, the guarantee can be released in full. These workflows are all included, all digital, with all guarantors there involved. So here is the system that you see as an applicant. So you have a dashboard with a complete overview of all your outstanding guarantees. Whether it's a guarantee, a surety, or it's a corporate guarantee, everything is put into the same dashboard. You can see who the guarantors are, who the applicants are, who the beneficiaries are. You can filter on each of these parties. If I go to this side, the expiry date, and of course the currency and the amount. So the exposure that you have for each guarantee is stated there. So even if you have an amendment or a release, you will see the actual currency and amount change to the latest number that's outstanding. So how does it work? It's simply you select what type of guarantee you would like to request, whether it's a guarantee, surety, or a corporate instrument. It's the same form, and the form consists out of a couple of fields that you need to fill in. So it starts with the obligor. Most of the time that's the head office that you select. That obligor is known to the guarantor. You select the applicant, whether that's a project or a business unit or whomever the beneficiary wants to do business with. Then you select the guarantor which you would like the guarantee to be issued with. That's all automatically populated in your account due to the fact that you have that connection with the guarantee established there already. So you select your bank for the application, you select the beneficiary. If the beneficiary is also a user of the Guarantee Vault, they would immediately receive it in their own account. If not, you can add them to your local address book, and that way we can enable the delivery of the digital guarantee also to the beneficiaries that are not on the platform yet. Furthermore, you continue with filling in the information you want to provide to your guarantor that is necessary for the guarantor. The type of guarantee, as I explained already, could be a performance guarantee, a tender, or any of the other types that we have available there. The amount, not unimportant. What is the amount of the guarantee? Applicable rules, if any. validity type, whether it's a limited, unlimited, or there are some conditional expiry conditions involved. You can all provide that in the application form. Then going forward, if you completed the entire form, this is how it looks like. This is everything that you have to do. It's all digital. This is the overview that's being sent to the guarantor. You can attach any documents you would like to attach, whether it's the contract, whether it's a proof of work. You can attach it immediately with the application. And you just have to submit it. And if you submit it, it's directly in the inbox of the guarantor there. So there's no delay in lead time or delivery whatsoever. It's immediately delivered. You also see the status change to sent, so you know it's there at the guarantor. Then the guarantor does their internal processes. They check everything. They continue with the creation of the guarantee, and they finally issue it on the vault. I don't have included these views here, but what happens is you'll be notified immediately as soon as they issue the guarantee. So you get a notification via email, and you will get a notification in your dashboard here on top, Deutsche Bank issued a guarantee. You can open it, you can see it. This is what you receive. On the top, you have the guarantee attached to the initial request that you have filed in. So you have all the information at hand immediately. And this is where the management of the guarantee starts. So let's say you have to do an amendment, you have to increase the amount. It's easy, a press of the button, a new form opens up, and you just file in the information that you want to have changed on the guarantee. If you need to attach additional documents as proof, that's also possible in the same form, basically the same way as I just showed you. And there the request is sent to the guarantor again for the amendment of the guarantee for a €1,000 increase. As soon as that's issued, the same notification method kicks in. But here's the view again for you as an applicant, where you have all the information around that one guarantee, including all the actions that you have done on the guarantee in one view. So if it's one amendment, if it's 20 amendments, you will have the full overview, you have the full life cycle, you have the full chronological order of these changes of the guarantee. So you have everything in one place online. Oh, what's also good to show, there comes a point in time where you want to close the guarantee from a guarantor's perspective as well as from the applicant's perspective. That's a hassle nowadays with paper-based, especially with the longer term guarantees. 5 years, 10 years is not an exception there. Via the guarantee vault, you can immediately ask a release at the beneficiary, where you basically give the beneficiary the task to send the release to the guarantor, your relief from your obligations under this guarantee, or you can do the guarantee request yourself directly to the guarantor. So there's no paper to be returned anymore. And that's the beauty of this solution. It saves a lot of time, a lot of risk, a lot of costs involved in closing a actual guarantee. So you see the button here, the ask release. That will trigger the guarantor to look at the guarantee and to close the position that you have there. And that's also shown back again in this record, where you see the status changed to closed. You see the release request in the post-issuance history. You can open that, you can see that exactly what has been requested, under which conditions, which documents have been provided during that request, and the guarantee is closed. So this is in a nutshell a basic process around the application, issuance and closing of a guarantee from you as a corporate perspective. Now, I promise you also shortly to show you the beneficiary view, because it could also be that you receive some of these guarantees. It works basically the same, only you're more on the receiving side, obviously. So you have the same dashboard here, with the same overview with all your incoming guarantees, regardless if it's a digital guarantee or a physical guarantee. We even provide you with the solution to add guarantees to our system, where you receive a physical guarantee from. Regardless if the guarantor is on our platform or not, you'll be able to add a record with the same fields as we just seen, where you can provide all the information you need to have to manage your incoming guarantees. So imagine you want to centralize your incoming guarantees more and more. This is the tool to do it. You can work together with your colleagues, you can give them access. They can manage their own guarantees, and you as a treasurer still have the full overview of your guarantee portfolio, whether it's incoming or outgoing. This is in a nutshell the guarantee vault. There's much more to tell, especially on the guarantor side we didn't touch there today. I would like to invite you to our booth at number 33, where we continue the discussions that we can have. At 5 we also have some typical Bavarian drinks, where we could continue the discussion about guarantee business and how we can help you digitizing that process in a centralized way. Thank you for your attention. If there's any question,